The Republican National Committee will elect their next chairperson on January the 27th. This, as Republicans on Capitol Hill will head into a historic 12th vote to try and elect a speaker at noon today. For more on this, let's welcome back in RNC Chairwoman Ronna McDaniel. Ronna, good morning. Great to have you on.
Good morning. Always great to be with you, Rob.
So we're now in historic territory. We haven't seen a speaker vote take this many ballots since before the Civil War. I know that you support Kevin McCarthy. You two have worked together for a long time. How would you characterize what we've seen over the last 3 days?
Well, I think they are close to a deal, and I think that's good. And I think at the end, if we avoid another omnibus package being dropped with 4,000 pages in the middle of the night, everyone's going to be really happy that we took these steps to make sure that that never happens to the American people again. But Kevin was in the minority. He won the majority. We do have the House. We're retiring Nancy Pelosi. And I do think the American people want to see us get together and start governing so that we stop the insanity at the border, so we take on these 87,000 IRS agents. And most importantly, we take on the Biden administration, who we all need to remember they are the ones who are hurting the American lives and our American dream and what we stand for.
Right.
And that is really what Republicans need to be focusing on.
So do you see this as a family fight, or do these 11 ballots, again, we haven't seen this since the 1850s, do these make you question and second guess whether Kevin McCarthy is really the right person for this moment right now to lead the GOP and to be Speaker of the House?
I think we're going to get to Kevin being Speaker. I think we're getting close. We'll see what happens over the weekend. But I do think we have to take note of, we can't be so mad at each other and fighting each other so much that we cause defeat. I mean, I've been saying this for a while. If Republicans are so vitriolic and hateful towards each other, we lose sight of the Democrats. And we lost races this cycle because of Republicans refusing to support other Republicans. And that's why I'm running on a unity message. That's why I have the support of the vast majority of RNC members, because we have to keep our eye on the prize, which is beating the Democrats.
Yeah, you're in a similar situation, although a little bit different with the RNC, but you're running for an unprecedented fourth term to chair the RNC. No one's ever done that before. According to a recent survey, this just came out. It was by the Convention of States. The Hill reported it. Trafalgar conducted the survey. 73% of Republican voters say someone else should run the RNC. What do you make of that and the fact that an overwhelming percentage say somebody else should be in charge of the RNC come February?
Well, I love Newsmax, Rob, but that's a junk poll, and it was done in a junk way. So you can make a poll say anything. The most important poll, obviously, is going to be from the RNC members.
Why is it a junk poll?
Because it was done at a convention of states. It was a hand-picked audience. I mean, if you look at the metrics on that poll, it's just not real.
But you can't deny that narrative is out there right now.
Oh, yeah, because there's being misinformation and lies being pushed by my opponent. And the real voters are going to be the 168 RNC members who know us best, right? They know me and my opponent best. We've been members of the RNC, and the vast majority of them support me. And so that's why this outside pressure is coming, because they're trying to distract from the fact that the members who know us both best are saying Ronna's the best one to lead.
Okay.
And why is that? Because we have had more Republicans turn out, because we have had inroads in minority communities with our community centers, because they did see us launch the largest election integrity effort under my leadership at the RNC than we have ever had in the history of the party. And these are things that are putting our party on the right track. And the members see that we're doing that. And the grassroots, when we talk to them, they see that too.
Okay, the New York Times put it a little bit differently. Again, the source, the New York Times, but they had an article talking about the race to be the next RNC chair. The quote was, since Donald Trump's victory in 2016, the Republican Party has suffered at the ballot box every 2 years, from the loss of the House in 2018, the White House in 2020, and this year's history-defying midterm disappointments. How do you respond to that? Because that's accurate.
Well, what I would say is we just won back the House, and in 2020 we picked up 15 seats and defied history, and in 2018 we actually picked up seats in the Senate, and in 2022 we also kept every incumbent governor and senator. But if you look at what the RNC does, right, we don't pick the candidates, we don't do the messaging for the candidates, but when you look at the turnout operation, which is our job, 3 million more Republicans turned out in this election than Democrats, which would have won us the electoral vote for presidency. So those are the things we have to focus on. And in every battleground state, we won an office statewide, which means turnout worked. Even in Arizona, you know, everybody's talking about Arizona. You know who the top vote getter was in Arizona? The #1 vote getter in the whole state? a Republican. We won statewide in New Hampshire. We won statewide in 8 of 9 seats in Georgia.
One big in the state of Florida. No, I
one
hear
huge
you.
in Florida,
Just
Iowa,
about
Ohio.
15
so
seconds.
You can't just take.
Well, let me just sorry to interrupt you, Ronna, but just about 15 seconds. If we did in fact see the red wave that we were all talking about, you were talking about it the weekend before the election, this projected red wave, would Kevin McCarthy even be in this situation in the House right now?
Well, I'm looking at 20 votes right now, and I think that maybe he would have been. I mean, who knows right now? I think this is ideological, and I think some of these members are coming forward saying a lot of this because of the omnibus package. But what I will say, Rob, is if we are so focused on giving headlines about Republican on Republican fighting, we are not setting ourselves up for victory in 23 and 24. And what unites us is much more significant than what divides us. And I am running a positive message, a positive campaign on bringing Republicans together, because I do not want to see what just happened in Arizona, where Republicans lost us seats because they wouldn't vote for other Republicans.
Yeah. Ronna McDaniel, great to see you. We appreciate you being with us this morning. All eyes on Capitol Hill today. Thank you.
Thank you.
No crooked establishment.
None of that twisting the truth. No talking down to me.
Don't tell me how to think.
Don't tell me how to think.
Don't tell me how to think.
I trust Newsmax.
Newsmax.
They don't tell me how to think.
They let
me decide.
Newsmax.
Real news
For real people.